Good morning from El Salvador. El Salvador 10 years ago was known as one of the most violent countries in the world, but apparently things have changed, and we're here to see how much. We're the Blasian Travelers, and this is country number 40 for us. We show you how to explore the world one PTO at a time, going where the value is, not just where it's cheapest. Over the next 5 days, we'll be exploring with our 1-year-old for my birthday. Find out how safe, fun, and affordable it really is. From fruit shopping in local markets to staying in luxury hotels that have hosted US presidents. We'll even be sharing 7 practical tips we wish we knew before coming. But before any of that, I actually arrived here super late last night. I believe we got to this place around like 10:20 p.m. And we already noticed that it's a super cool and dope looking place. So La Estancia was our first hotel. We needed something quick and near the airport, so it was like 10 minutes away. Only cost us $47, and we got access to this beautiful location, and we also got free breakfast with it as well. The rental-car we got earlier cost us $52, and so far for our entire stay with the rental car and then the first night of hotel was still under $100. As I told you earlier, this hotel is beautiful. They even have these vintage cars and even military memorabilia
Super
around.
quick turnaround. We didn't get to use the pool. Besides baby, she got to use the pool. She stuck her feet in. We ate breakfast, and then now we are heading to our first stop, which is, it's one of these lakes. So we're gonna go there. I believe it's the largest lake in El Salvador, or at least in the San Salvador region. So we'll meet up with you there.
Beautiful cafe we're at here. McKinney found this spot, I don't know, probably on Instagram or Google, but really beautiful and so cool.
Cafe Santa Cruz. I know I look like a locked video game character because the lighting isn't doing me justice, but I just wanted you to see that right there. This place is beautiful. We are overlooking Lake Elipango right now, which is the largest lake here, I believe in San Salvador and in El Salvador in general, but this is massive and breathtaking. Like, just look at these pictures and videos. As stated earlier, it is absolutely beautiful. It is like 45 minutes from the city and the airport. It's technically only a 10-minute detour if you're going from the airport to the city. And the best thing is the food and drinks are surprisingly cheap. So we got 2 coffee drinks, we got 1 entree meal and a dessert, and it was under 30 bucks.
One second, before we go, I like how
Thank you so much.
The dog knew to come to us. It's been with us since we got here. Like, we're the only foreigners here. New people have showed up and the dog has not left outside. It like it knows that we're gonna give it food, even though the only food we gave is because a baby dropped it. But it's like, smart dog. All right, let's go.
Speaking of prices, you do not need to exchange money that's tip 1. They take US dollar as their primary, and their backup is cryptocurrency in Bitcoin.
So one of the things I noticed about driving here in El Salvador is that if you miss a turn off of the main road, it's gonna throw you for the craziest loop ever, and it's probably gonna tell you to turn into someone's house or go through some sketchy back road like last night. So the best thing for you to do is to U-turn or stay on the main road and to recalculate you going to the place on the main road, because some of these places it's like dirt road, back road. Then when you get there, it's like, oh, you're turning in the back of someone's house or something. Like, it's crazy. So the streets and stuff are paved there and pretty well. They aren't lit up, so there's that to worry about, especially if you're a skatey cat. But other than that, like, yeah, these main roads are great. Just don't miss your turn, because it's gonna throw you for a loop. Like, it just took us an extra 10 minutes of being stuck in traffic. We turned around, and then when we turned around, it was like taking us through back roads, and it said turn right, and it disappeared on the map, but it didn't disappear. I don't know. We're back on the main road right now, so yeah. $1. This would be like 5 in the US. Cat's gonna check to make sure we didn't get ripped off.
Oh, that's like nice.
Tip number 2 is rent a car. It is pretty simple and easy, and they take the international driver's licenses from the US. It saves you so much money, and then you also don't have to worry about the super long and multiple transfer chicken bus rides. And since we're driving, our going to tip number 3 is that there's a lot of traffic in San Salvador, so expect to go and take longer than usual. When you get out of San Salvador, there's no traffic, but because of the improvements to the country, there's a lot of road construction. So give yourself buffer time.
So we just made it to Igloo Colibri, which is the igloo we're staying at this hotel. This place is beautiful.
It's the best place we've ever stayed at, and we've stayed at over like 40 countries.
And this is why. As soon as you walk in through the room, obviously you get this good view, but this is the view that you actually want. This hotel only cost me $177. Tip here is that you want to always reach out to the hotels directly. So instead of booking on Airbnb or even on Expedia, you book through them directly. And for us, we saved about $40 something. We're only going to stay here for one night. But if you're staying here for 3-4 nights, $40 adds up to a lot. And that's basically a free night over the course of 3 or 4. It comes with a lot of stuff. So right now we have a jacuzzi out here.
There's a lot to unpack here, so we will do a specific video just for this hotel and what we did up here.
So no matter who you are, don't do like me and plan accordingly. So it wasn't until we got here that I realized, or Kat realized, was like, hey, like we don't have cash. How do we get cash? So obviously it is a national park, and you know these guides are just pro bono, so you just pay them as you go get them. And yeah, there's no ATMs anywhere. The hotels don't have ATMs. These restaurants are like small shacks and stands on the side. They don't have ATMs. You got to go to the nearest bank or ATM is going to be the gas station, which is I think 15 minutes at least. And so I didn't plan ahead. I didn't have too much time. You know, the baby was sick last night as well, so she wasn't even able to go on this hike. If I knew that, I would have actually woken up a lot earlier to be able to go into the group. So where you want to go is, if you're staying at Hotel Finca Campo Bello, is you want to go to this area, which once you get down the main road, you just turn left, and it's basically like a 30-second drive. If that, it's probably like a minute if walking. And you see this sign out here, and you're gonna hire someone. Now, when I looked online, it said it was like $35, but it's negotiable if you do a private hire. If you join one of the groups that leaves before like 10:15, I think they leave at like between 9 and 10:15. Multiple groups, it's $3 per person. Private is $35, but when I got here, the one person that did speak English said $40. So I'm pretty sure I could have got that down to like 30, maybe 25, because it was only 10 minutes left. But maybe not, because maybe they knew it was only 10 minutes left. Now they closed. I'm pretty sure they take those moped or dirt bikes up to the area, and then you go from there. But yeah, this is the sign that you want. There's a couple of guides along the strip, but when you go up, there's Cerro Verde too, which is a national park, and then there's the Santa Ana Volcano hike. But yeah, don't do like me. Plan ahead. Bring money. Bring cash. This is like the first time ever we didn't really have cash. I think it's because they accept US dollar and credit card in a lot of places there, and Bitcoin. But yeah, now we got to figure out what else we're going to do, because I was really looking forward to that. I mean, I guess at least we got to stay with a volcano view room.
And as you may have noticed, tip number 4 is Santa Ana is worth more than the day trip. There's so much to do here, and many people like us rush through it, and that bites us. And so there's water parks, Ruta de Flores, which is a big route with a lot of stops and attractions, and nature is in this area. And then also there's a lot of coffee farms, plantations, mountain views, horseback riding, and a lot of things to do. And you also want to be able to enjoy your hotel. I mean, we didn't even get to swim in our pool.
That's a miniature horse. That took about the donkey.
And another adventure to nowhere.
But it's okay, because right now we are at Juyua Central Park, right in front of this St. Lucia Parish Church, and it's a beautiful area. We were going to a waterfall.
Yes.
That wasn't planned, the Chodos de la Carrera, something like that. It's a private tour. It doesn't really say too much about that online. You have to read the reviews. But we couldn't go. But this was 4 minutes away, and unfortunately it is Saturday, and the Sunday market is on Sunday. So we're just gonna explore the town, the Central Park right here. She's gonna walk around. We've already seen, she thought it was a donkey, but it's a
Miniature horse.
Miniature horse. We saw a mini person. I'm just playing. She's just the native grandma. They're like really tiny. The people who are like original to this area, they're like 4'6", 4'7", and this place is really safe. I'm gonna talk about that later. The police that just walked by, because it's something that most people don't realize.
So tip number 5 before we leave this western area of El Salvador is if you're going to Santa Ana or any of the mountain areas, pack layers because it gets really cooler. So at night it's pretty chilly. And then in the same day, the next day, we're also going to be in San Salvador, which is hot.
So we are back in San Salvador, and this is where I'm Team Marriott. We just checked into the Sheraton El Presidente in San Salvador. Now, I booked a regular king size bedroom and they upgraded us to the junior suite. And this room is like 3 times bigger than the other room. I mean, I am a platinum member, but I appreciate the compliments. We did ask at check-in if they had an upgrade available. I checked on the way here and they did have a presidential suite. And last minute, they had a junior suite. Wish we could have got the presidential suite, but it's okay. As you can see, this is the regular room right here. And I just walked in from pull-out couch, but you have a TV in this room as well as the TV in that room. And then you have this little bar area right here, which you can have your ice. You got some drinks and stuff. There's a spare bathroom over here as well. And then let me continue going on. Some chairs on it. It's pretty dark out there, so I won't take you out there, but there's some chairs on the balcony out there. Then over in this room, and the bathroom, as you can see, we have the towels and robes behind me. You have some good Crescent Soames soap right there. This mirror is the LED mirror, which lights up. So if you want to take some cool bathroom selfies right there, you got it. But yeah, pretty nice bathroom. And then over here, obviously behind me, you have a mirror, full-size mirror right there. You have your safe, and then your coffee compartment here. But also getting this. But one of the cool things I didn't even mention, I don't see the paper in this room, but the last room, because we're platinum members, but if you book this room, you get the same benefits as well. You get access to the club lounge, which is on the 4th floor. Let's see what they gave us here. They just knocked on this door and gave us our check-in wine, which here, it was, because of the platinum benefit, it was either 1,000 points or a bottle of wine. So we opted for the bottle of wine. It's funny because the points is never a good benefit, but I guess if you're stuck at like 24,000 points, you need to book a room at 25,000. That's when you're gonna wish you book it. But Valle Hermoso, let's see, Sauvignon Blanc from Chile, 2023, wine of Chile. I'm kind of interested in how much this bottle costs. Watch this be like a $6 bottle of wine. So this room, I think, costs about 180 something, 130. I'm not fully sure because we didn't pay that much. We paid the friends and family benefit. You know there's always a hustle. We didn't have enough points to book this, so we got someone's discount that we know was able to book this room. We're still budget travelers, even if we're staying in a really nice 5-star hotel here in El Salvador.
She's enjoying her food.
What you eating there?
Normally breakfast here costs I think like $20 per person per day, but we got it for free with the platinum status thanks to that challenge we did some months back in Asia. And this is that lounge that we got access to free snacks and coffee most of the day, and then during happy hour they actually moved it downstairs to the bar. Not bad for the $188.80 we spent over 2 days here.
So right now I'm just leaving the club lounge here at the Sheraton. And this is a great benefit, right? So whenever you get a suite, or if I can learn how to open this, whenever you get a suite or your platinum status, you get access to the clubs or the lounges at Marriott, and they're a great perk. Some of them are a lot better than others. This one actually has had improvements since the last review I read, but there's a lot to be offered in there. And now I'm heading back to the pool to meet up with Kat, which the pool is fantastic. The reason why I had to stop here real quick is because at breakfast, the breakfast we ate earlier, they charge for cappuccinos from the machine. I mean, it is espresso machine, but we got club lounge, it's free. We still budget over here, baby. And And now I'm walking through this like diplomat. Remember, this is the El Presidente Marriott Sheraton here, and they have so many pictures of presidents. You have Barack Obama there as well, and then you have Bill Clinton. There's so many presidents. I don't see Trump here, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Another thing about traveling with a kid is whenever you have a hotel that has a pool, I'm not saying you have to choose one that has a pool, but when you have one that has a pool, or you go to a place with a beach or anything like that, get you one of these floaties, which this thing probably costs like $9 or something on Amazon. It compacts really, really small. It's probably the size of like bringing a pair of jeans, right? When you compact it. But look at her. She's able to enjoy the pool. I don't have to get fully in the pool if I don't want to. Look at this. She's enjoying life right now.
And after our pool and our late breakfast run, because you know we got there 10 minutes before it closed, we headed 28 minutes outside of the city to head to the national park for our third volcano at El Boqueron National Park, which is $2 for entrance fee per person, and then you pay $1 an hour for parking. We only stayed an hour because we're in a rush of $5 all in all for this experience.
Didn't make it to Santa Ana Volcano, but we made it here. So this is the glass viewpoint here at El Boqueron, I think it is, volcano, which is an inactive volcano. Bummed because Santa Ana is an active volcano that exploded in the last 25 years. This one exploded last in 1917. But if you can't fathom the glass bottom, you also have this secondary viewpoint as well. It's a beautiful location. We had to drive up from San Salvador on our way to picnic. We said, hey, why not? Because it is only 14 minutes extra. So from the city, it is 28 minutes.
There are a lot of stairs to climb and it was hot, so I would give yourself at least 2 hours so that you're not sweating like we did halfway through. But like I said, we were in a rush. There's vendors outside selling stuff and there's also a museum inside, so 2 to 3 hours.
It's good honestly not to feel rushed, but now we made it to Picnic Steakhouse. And now when you come here, obviously people are coming to eat, but then there's also experiences. And we came in for the experience. So when you get up to the front, just tell them experience. We are doing the Imagine Rainbow Slide that is famous in El Salvador.
So earlier we mentioned the waterfall we were supposed to go to, so Los Choros, but we were actually supposed to go to Cafe Albania to experience this slide. It is like double the price. Apparently it's longer, but we didn't have time, and for $5, I felt like this was a good substitute. And it didn't have time because the other one was about an hour more west and we were coming east.
So how was it?
I was scared.
That hike up here though.
It was fun.
You didn't say how was it? Why am I so
It was really
zoomed in?
fun. I loved it. I loved the thrill. It was, I wish it was longer. But
Yeah,
it was
it
cool.
was pretty short. We just did it actually. And there's so much else to offer because the baby, we want her to enjoy it as well. She couldn't do the slide. So we're gonna do the carousel. That is $3. The slide is $5. And then you have the Believe, which is something I didn't even know they had here. Like a VR kind of art experience, similar to, what is that, Team Labs, but probably on a smaller scale. And so they have that, and then there's one more that the Jurassic Park picnic, which I basically think you just walk through an area and it has a few dinosaurs. It looked like it had a giant dinosaur in it that the teeth, the mouth moves. So that's $3 as well, I believe, or $5. So there's a lot of options. I don't know how much the food is here, but yeah, we just came here. We've been here 45 minutes, and that's more than enough. It is insanely hot right here. Like the sun is, there's no shade at all. This is the hottest we've been since being here, the last 3-4 days in El Salvador.
We skipped eating there. Look at the reviews and you'll see why. And then we just headed down the mountain.
So we just met up with our tour guide, who we found on Google Rocks, and it's actually a free walking tour in El Salvador. This is our second free walking tour we've done. We just left the National Library and we're at this monument right here. So he's just been teaching us a lot so far about just different things, like the people in yellow that you see behind me working in the construction, they're actually going to be prisoners. And these are people that have committed like minor crimes and they get to be outside for 1 day or 2 days or whatever. He said 1 day, and then they get time reduction as well. So yeah, I mean, that's why the country looks extremely well, because it's like in the US where people complain about like stuff made in the US is cheap, or how the US like modern day slavery is the prison system, because prisoners in the US actually do make clothes and they make other stuff that gets sold. They'll clean up highways or do like the fires, right? And here they're building this up, so they're probably building the roads as well. And so that's kind of funny because that he locked up what 18,000 people or some crazy number in the last few years, and I think those are more gang members, so they're not really out here because they can be dangerous. But yeah, these people are in jail working right now, and they're building all the stuff that you see behind me. You have street vendors right here selling stuff. It looks like they were selling coffee, and they have like this cafe that's made with corn. I don't think it's coffee, but on the bag it said cafe. Yeah. Now we're on to the next spot. Now we're walking back through that park that we were at in the very beginning. It is so busy out here. You have all these, obviously police, you have all these street crossing cops that are helping traffic police. You have all these traffic police guarding traffic right now. But we're apparently going through some of the oldest buildings in the area. So we have this building here, which was from 1916. This is from 1921. And the one that I'm in front of right now is from 1885. So we ended up getting kicked out because of the baby. It made sense. I was wondering when he was like, oh, y'all can go up. I was like, wait, is it not a bar or a club or a pool lounge? And then after about 7 minutes in there, the manager came and was like, oh, sorry, you're not allowed in there. So, like for being a parent while traveling, it's cool. We're waiting on drinks right now and our food because she wakes up hangry. I think he said we're stopping here for like 15 minutes or so, probably in about another 5-6 minutes. First time trying stuff we're doing horchata. Cinnamony, big taste to it. It tastes a little different than the regular. Someone told me what it was and I read it on the form. I did see it in a YouTube video and I forgot what it is exactly, but it's slightly different than the Mexican version. They got some fried yuca. I was about to finish this before the baby even gets there. Before the baby.
It's so good. That would be the best. So crispy.
That's spicy. Central America doesn't really have spicy hot sauce. Hit or miss. Same thing here? No. You leave, buddy. You can go. Yeah. Who's over here styling and balling on the budget? You wearing some fancy garb while walking to our reservation right now. 10-minute walk. didn't feel like driving the 2-3 minutes and then finding parking and then parking back here. So.
We made it here to Brutto. We are celebrating McKinney's birthday. We're so excited to be here, and McKinney found the spot and the food looks so good.
I know it is a birthday shout out for me, but I have to give some shout outs for everybody else. So George Brown and Our Daily Travels, I believe is his YouTube name. I know him as Mad Dog 70 on Instagram, but they recommended this place. He came with his wife, and I was like, we gotta go. He was not let down. This is probably one of the best Japanese El Salvador, like both categories separately, both categories together, ever eaten. And then Picnic Steakhouse we went earlier, that was because of the Choose that Choose to Explore. And they went, I believe he went there with his wife, and then he went to Albania, Monica with his girls. So we went to that one because it was closer to the city. But yeah, last day here, pretty successful. Free tour earlier, had just paid, so free food for me.
I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't order any drinks at the restaurant because we got free drinks at the hotel, 2 drinks per night. So, you know, if Cat not drinking that much, you know, I got 3 drinks. We're staying budget over here. Perk of getting lounge access here. That leads directly into tip number 6. El Salvador isn't super cheap. Don't think Mexico prices. Think like Mexico City or Belize.
So right now we just picked up a Juyua, which is basically like this fermented corn drink. And honestly, it was a lot cheaper here than when we were by, where were we by? The Boqueron? I forgot how it's spelled. The mountain that's here next is San Salvador Volcano, but yeah, it's really cheap. It's $2 here. Over there, they wanted like $6. So we just came out the market. We kind of got lost for a little bit, but we surprisingly came out the same place we entered at, which is crazy. What do you think?
It does not look that big, to be honest, to me, like in the front, but when you get inside, it's like a whole entire thing. It kind of reminds me of the flower market in Mexico City.
Yeah, a little bit, but it is a lot more, like there's not as much natural light in there. It's a lot more compact, there's a lot more stores. It also reminds me of that in a combination of, is it Chachucha Market in Bangkok? A little bit of that. And so if you need some directions, when you go look at reviews and you're trying to find the areas, they are split into buildings, like building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if it goes past 6, but yeah, there's different areas in there. I did a whole walk-in tour video on that, so I'm not gonna post too much content for it, but make sure you click that right here. Go watch our 45-minute walking tour around this area, starting at the church, heading into the market and finishing. Something I think is crazy about the markets here is that everything is like $1, right? They weigh everything out so that you spend $1. Obviously, you can ask for more, $2, $3 worth, but you're here, you know, for rambutans for $1, onions for $1, plums, right? Carrots, seasonings, right? Obviously, if it's pre-packaged, there's a weight limit to that, so you can't really, you know, if it's like from a company. But usually, if this is from like the farm, it's fresh, it's not individually wrapped already. It's $1. Even the rambutans who are like in a bag, that's not necessarily wrapped. It's in a bag. It's already weighed out for $1, but you can ask for more. Getting around is pretty easy. Besides earlier, I think I mentioned the GPS and it telling you to turn left, turn right, but not telling you exactly where you're missing turns. Getting around is easy, right? So you can rent a car. We rented a car, and our car rental was what, $20-something a day? How much was it, Kat? $35 per day total, and so that's pretty for the trip.
Yeah.
For the trip, it was $35 total, and we've been here for 5 days, so we had to rent a car for 5 days. Obviously, we got a few cash back matching with our credit card, Capital One, but I think besides that, I think it ended up coming from like $70-something to $35. So you get the gist. It's about $20 a day for renting a car, a little bit less. We opted out for no insurance. And that gets to my getting gypped off earlier, right? When you rent a car here and you opt out for insurance, then you have to pay a deductible. And the deductible for us was $13,000. It was $13,000 for everybody if you didn't want to get the insurance. The people that was next to us or in front of us, their banks kept declining it. Obviously, it's $13,000 coming from Canada. And so they just had to cancel their reservation and book there and pay for the insurance. And the insurance was actually more than their rental car. So they laughed about that. But we were able to get ours to go through because we travel often. And when Kat called the Capital One person, they were like, what? I was like, all right, we'll just do it because we have insurance to our credit card. And so there's that. There's also Ubers and taxis here, but most people recommend Ubers. It's the same Uber app that you have back at home if you're from the US. And so just use that app and you're good to go. There are buses here. They call them chicken buses. There's other vans and stuff here as well. And so there's a lot of ways to get around the city. Driving is pretty easy. Now, if you're someone that's coming to party, just be careful because if you have one drink, one beer, and you get pulled over, you will get ticketed, fined. I don't know what they will do for foreigners, but here they're really strict. One beer you cannot drink. So I just got my pupusas from Pupuseria Silvia, which is right next to this gas station. Now, when you drive, there's going to be another one on the way as well, but make sure you go to Campana, I believe it is. Either way, it starts with a C. It did take quite a bit, but they are so completely fresh. Once again, the Our Daily Travels team or group, they came here and said it was like piping hot. So by the time you get to the airport, which is like 12 minutes away, it should be at a moderate temperature to eat it. But yeah, it took about 20 minutes for them to make these, honestly, which is quite a bit. So if you're in a rush, don't come here. But if you want some really good pupusas, apparently this is the place to go. And right outside, they do have a food stand. So I actually was able to get some fresh fruit, some yocote, which I've never seen before. And is apparently native to like Mexico and Central America. So apparently like Mexico, Nicaragua, and here. But we were in Mexico. I actually didn't see any at all. So surprise. First pupusas here in El Salvador. They're still warm, which is good.
It's hot still.
Are you liking it?
I'm good.
I already ate the beans and cheese with my baby. To me, they taste good. They taste like the pupusas I've had in LA though. Even the ones in Belize. I would say the cheese tastes great though. The cheese is actually good. Oh yeah, when I stated that it's still hot, I want you to just remember that it's been about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe longer since we ordered these. The chicken is good. I think my favorite was the frijoles con queso. Earlier, I ate the frijoles and queso. This is just queso, and then that is going to be pollo and queso. Cat had like 15 seconds to eat at the lounge real quick. So this is what we eat today. The beans and cheese.
You had all of it already? The bean and cheese?
Because we both ate it. I figured you would want the beans left than anything else.
I like bean and cheese.
The bean and cheese ones is a lot better. The chicken is flavorful though. I'm not gonna say it's the most amazing thing, but while you're in El Salvador, you have to eat their national dish, basically.
And if you want to see our in-depth video of where we stayed and what we ate while in El Salvador, make sure you click the link right here. And until that video is posted, watch us hit up Country 39 Belize by clicking the same link.